We have an amazing table. It's been an incredible level at the 200, 300 level, 200, 300 big blind. And we started with 60K, got it up to over 80K. Taking hands, getting paid. Very last hand before break, I get pocket aces in the big blind. And under the gun opens to 800. Folds to me, I make it 4,000. Calls. Flop. Queen, Jack, 7, 2 clubs. I have red aces and bet 6K into like 8,600 or 8,500. And he calls, and we get a king on the turn offsuit. Check, checks back. River is a blank 3. I bet 8K into 20. He just calls pretty quickly with a flopped set of jacks. Very surprising hand to see. And, you know, it was a blessing that he didn't raise the flops. We probably would have gotten it in. But, yeah, so we kind of, like, lost the min, but it's, you know, just kind of disappointing because it's a pretty big pot. If we'd won that, like, we would have been over 100,000. But thankfully, we had been doing pretty well leading up to that and still finished the break with more than the starting stack, about 62,000. Now we're coming back, ready to get it all back. Appreciate it. Ended up flopping a set pretty soon after break, 5-5 on 10-4-5. Bet flop into 2 people, they both call, bet turn, 1 call, 1 fold. River, so the turn was a 9. River is a queen of spades, completes the flop. Flush draw. I don't know, I asked the guy to see how much he has in his stack, in his arm or whatever. And I was just getting like a vibe that he was kind of strong, he could have checked the flush. So I decided to check it back, and he actually had king jack of hearts. And he rivered straight. So yeah, he had us beat, and thankfully we didn't bet the river, you know, pretty much lost the minimum there as well. And then, you know, basically just been hovering, you know, around starting stack, below or above. You know, we had a pretty intense hand with kings where we opened to 1K, there's 2 calls, this is a 200, 400, and the button makes it 5K. Kings, you know, the second best hand in no limit Texas Hold'em, and I have like, I don't know, how much did I have, like 55K or whatever? It's a really weird spot. The guy has me covered. I mean, like, he's gonna be so wide there, you know, or wide enough, you know, like Kings is just gonna be the best hand a lot. I can't just call and let the other 2 players just, you know, call behind as well, getting really good odds. So I have to 4-bet, and, you know, I just size it out and make it 3.5x exactly, and make it 17.5K. So that way, if he flats, then I have about a pot-sized bet that I can just jam, you know, pretty much any non-ace flop. And it looks like, you know, a really good spot to light 4-bet. You know, these guys are just calling way too light, you know, and he's like the only other good reg at the table. Really, there's like one other guy who's decent, and the other guy that seemed like he might have been a reg busted early. Like, I got a great table. So I make it, yeah, 3.5x. 38K behind, you know, it definitely looks like I could 4-bet fold. So, you know, maybe get him to rip ace king or queens or ace 5 suited if he's feeling spicy. But he ended up just folding, and we just scooped, you know, his 5K plus the 2 1Ks plus the 1K from the blinds. Just, you know, increased our stack by 8K. You know, it was a pretty healthy boost. But then soon afterwards, just lost it right back with ace king. We raised and got 3-bet, made a 1K, got through it to 3K. Call 4, 5, 6, 2 club board. I have king of clubs. Check. They check back. Turned the 7 of clubs. 4 was straight out there now. I had the king high flush draw. Seems like a pretty good spot to lead, so I make it 4K into 7, and I get raised. The guy makes it 12. So, you know, he could have definitely just checked back the flop with enough flush draw and just, like, you know, have the best possible hand on the turn. I have no outs, like, so, I don't know. I just was in a weird spot. Like, you know, I didn't expect to be raised, but whatever. I just decided to just fold. And, you know, I got a nice little 3-bet, yeah, in with king queen, and delay c-bet on a ace-high board. Got the passive player to my right to fold. I don't know, so I've just been, you know, just fluctuating, you know, above and below 60K. And so now we're at 57.7K on dinner break. coming back to 300, 500, still over 100 blinds, still plenty of play. And yeah, we just got 2 more levels in the day. So just trying to maintain in the main, and hopefully we just get some big hands go our way.
We just finished the 300, 500 level. Had gotten moved to a new table when I came back from dinner break, and just basically just maintained my stack still. Got aces a couple times. Got called twice when I raised one of the times, and the c-bet a king high board, and they both folded. The other time it was with blinds. Had an 8 in a 5-way pot. Bet pretty strong on a 6-3-4 board. Got a call and then a raise, had a fold. Yeah, I mean, had 55, had 62. You know, have 52 now. 52.5K, coming back to 300, 600. So we still have like, just like 88 blinds or whatever. Plenty to work with. So yeah, can just chill, for the next 2 hours. Hopefully we get a hand, but if not, we'll still have plenty to work with. Coming back on day 2, Friday, we'll have 400, 800. So like, just have a bunch of chips. But, we could just get pretty lucky this last level of the night. Maybe get a double or 2. People have had more epic run-ups before. Like, yeah, we easily turn this into 200K. I mean, like, one double, we're over 100K. But, yeah, got moved to a new table now. We're, like, by, the Thunderdome, where the feature table is and stuff. It's pretty exciting energy there. Played there once before in the housewarming, very first event of the series. Nice to be back there. Got a really friendly gentleman to my right, just talking about business and stuff. And, he was saying that the guy sitting in my seat that had busted, he used to be like a top heads-up player, and he was just making, some pretty wild plays, and, it was just getting my heads-up juices flowing, because I used to play a lot of heads-up cash back in the day, and I know exactly what he's saying about, like, kind of like adjusting to the dynamic of just being one-on-one, and, game flow being a part of everything, and, ranges and perceived images, and, all these fun factors, play so much more of a role in that aspect of poker. So just get me really excited to just get in the mix and really just give it my all.
Did it, everybody. Made day 2. Had a really good last level of the night. Started it with 52.5K. We dipped down to like 43K, I think, at one point. And then thankfully made the nut flush and got back up to like 55. And then we had deuce 3 off in the big blind. Early position opens to 1500 at 300, 600. I was just going to fold to the initial open, but then a player who was pretty loose and, spewy, I guess you could say, post-flop flats, and I felt compelled to come along because I knew we would get, pretty paid if we made a hand, and we got a deuce 4-6 rainbow board, the original Razor C-bets, 3K into like 54, and then the other player calls. I call bottom pair and a gut shot. Turn is gin, it's a deuce. Now we have 3 of a kind 2s. Check. The original Razor continues to bet 6,500. The other player calls. I call. River is a 9. I check. And the original Razor just bets again, 8K. Other guy calls, and I don't think there's really anything left for me to do except call. I mean, I guess I could raise. I think I have the best hand there an overwhelming amount of the time, but I don't really know what calls me that is worse. I mean, there is some stuff, but I decided to just be nitty and call. Alright, you guys, I can't find my room keys, so I gotta go get another one here at Harrah's so I can go up to my room and get some sleep. Alright, we got our room key now. Headed up to get some rest. We have tomorrow off. I'm gonna just chill by the pool, maybe do some laundry, just recalibrate, and, get all prepared for day 2. So excited, you guys. We're off to a great start in the main event. Things couldn't really be going any better. We have 95K coming back to 400, 800, over 100 blinds. Such a comfortable amount to work with. Let's
go.